Hey people, in this video I want to address some additions to my ironsight function. And right now when we ironsight we can run and we can jump and we can do all kinds of things, and I kind of want to make a little change to this because I think this sucks a little bit. So if I want to make it so that if we ironsight and go to run, start running, then it should automatically pop out of ironsight. So that's just something I came up with. I'm not sure you really want this in the game, but I just wanted to make this for the fun of it. So the thing is, when we right click, we don't have any checks saying anything about if we can or cannot. So before I just go ahead and go into ironsight, I want to make a check, and I don't want to have this check filling out this event graph. So what I want to do is to add a new function, not here, and call this check ironsight, and this one should check a few things, and it should return a boolean saying if we should enter ironsight. Okay. So what do we want to fill in here? Well, first of all, we have a camera, and I keep a reference to this active camera saying, okay, if I'm in one of the first person cameras, I have a few now. So I have a first person camera, and I have the transition camera, and I have the ironsight camera. So all of these, hang on a second, I have Maya open. And actually I just want to say if I'm in any of these, so I'm just saying if I'm different from my follow cam. Follow cam, where are you? Here. That's one criteria, and so let's add an and then I also want to say, okay, I don't want to be able to ironsight unless I'm in if I'm in, you know, the movement state has my state. So if I'm let's see, equal to, if I'm jumping for ledge, I don't want to be able to ironsight. I don't want to be able to ironsight if I'm hanging. So actually maybe some of these, but right now I'm just gonna say if I'm not climbing, which is, by the way, a really bad name for this now. I will change this, but just not now. Okay. Anyway, and we also want to say if we have this value from last time where we whenever we run, we set a variable now instead. So this variable tells us if we are running, and then all this logic about setting the max speed and all that is being handled inside the handle forward movement. So we can check this run pressed, and that should be not true. And let's see, what else do we have? We have something with jumping, maybe. We don't want to be in the air. That would be crazy if you could run around. So we have falling. It's falling. And the character movement, this one. That also needs to be false. There's a lot of criteria to this. And what else do we have? I think for now that's it. So let's go to the event graph and go into the ironsigt function here and then call it. Check ironsights. So when we press this one, we make the check. Okay, so we need to drag this out a little bit. So we want to make a branch here. And then we only want to go into this one if we can enter ironsight. So if we play this and we run, and now I can't right click, I'm trying to right click, but as soon as I stop I can right click again. So this is if for example I was gonna sneak around and try to zoom in. Well, I don't know if you noticed that, but it's pretty obvious to me. But if I run and then zoom quickly right after I release, it doesn't always register it. I think it's something with the timing, so it's kind of annoying. Let's see. And also one other thing we have a problem with, if I zoom in and then start running, and he's not gonna exit ironsight. So that last thing we can fix pretty easily. Let's add something here. We will add a custom event. Call this exit ironsight. And what we can do is just to call this one also, so we can, from our run up here, when we press run, we can just call exit ironsight. That will immediately, when we start to run, exit ironsight. So and now when I hold, if I zoom in to ironsight and I start moving, he stays in ironsight, but as soon as I run, he gets out of it. So if I stop moving, I have to resume, and that sucks, I think. If I was playing, I just want to be able to run around and get into ironsight immediately without having to release the button and repress it again. So my guess is that we can make a similar constellation down here. Say make let's call this event for, okay, great. Let's call this enter ironsight. And let's see, when we release here, we can call enter ironsight. So if we play that now, as soon as I'm holding in my zoom button, as soon as I stop, he will pop into ironsight. But that has this little side effect that every time I stop, he will pop into ironsight. So that's actually not entirely what I want, because now I can't really get out of ironsight. Okay, so the way to fix this, I think, is to let's see, we want to add We can do this by saying whenever we press the right mouse button, then we um, want to switch to ironsight. So we can actually use a variable for this. I can't really come up with a better idea for this. Where is it? Variable. Want to enter ironsight. Let's put that under the category camera. And did I make a function? Check ironsight. Let's put that under camera as well. Okay, so we have things organized. So when we press the right mouse button, then we want to say we want to enter ironsight, and then we want to call enter ironsight. So we want to set up this variable, and then similarly when we release it, set this one to false, and call exit ironsight. Okay, so let's decouple this one, and we can move this one over a little bit, and I guess we can move this together a little bit. Okay, so let's see, what do we have? So now we are setting this want to enter ironsight, and then we'll go up here and call this, check if we should ironsight, and this one will, okay, yes. Let's see if this works. So if I right click and release, he can now go out of ironsight. So if I start moving and running, he will go out of ironsight. If I'm just keeping my ironsight button down. So if I stop, he pops in again to ironsight. So now I have this. This is actually what I wanted, so that we can pop a few shots and still. So actually also what is pretty cool is that it doesn't really matter what state. Now you can just do this, kind of make it quick switches from each side and zooming really quickly without having to repress anything. I think that's pretty cool. And he's stuck again. Something is wrong. Okay. I think I know what's wrong. I'm not entirely sure though. Something with the timing, I think. Sometimes, of course, because now enter ironsight is getting called every time I stop running. So when we call this one, we call check ironsight. So we want to add a new pin also here saying, do we want to enter ironsight at all? And only if we do want that, then this will actually be relevant. So I hope that made sense. So let's see if that works. So the problem was if I was running and stop running and okay, he's still doing it. Something else is wrong. Let's check. Oh, this one. Damn it. Okay, of course. So if I release it, I don't want ironsight. That's the thing. Great. Okay. So I'm just holding the button, the zoom, the iron sight button down now and starting to run and stop, and it returns. So now I released it and it doesn't iron sight. Now I can run freely around, and even when I try to iron sight, it doesn't. But if I come to a stop, the God damn it, it's hard to hit anything with that sway. I need to do something about that, I think, because this is driving me crazy. There's a subtle movement on the animation, the idle animation, that keeps moving my target off constantly. And while this is pretty cool, actually, it's pretty annoying if I want to have full control and control my recoil and that stuff manually. So it's something I need to take a look at. Pretty sure I need to do. Well, I'm not sure what I need to do actually. It's something I will take a look at later. Anyway, I think this is way better now. So the iron sight function is working way better now. So the next video I will take a look at how we can, because right now if I'm carrying a rifle and I want to cover, he's making weird stuff. So I kind of want to have that in place as well. So that's the next video. So anyway, until then, hope you enjoyed and thank you for watching. Bye.